Give her the mic!
Where's the mic?
Where's the mic?
Well done, Gemma. Well done, John. Well done, John and Gemma.
Who's got the mic to give her? Give her the mic!
Hold it like that, okay?
Give her the mic there, yeah.
Well, have you heard the results?
No!
Jim has been convicted on 3 counts. Entirely predictable.
Oh dear God!
It was the most unbelievable scenario I've ever seen in my life. It's under appeal now, but the sentence for the record, there was a suspended sentence of 2 months. But that's now scrubbed because the thing is under appeal. That's it. The good news is it's under appeal, and the good news is that Jim O'Doherty is such strong and faithful.
Yes, of course it is!
And even better news is that she's not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
and we're going to go on to the next
The A-team.
battle. Because these people will not stop us from, they will not stop us from saving our country. The people that are living off sucking off this country, destroying it, taking its lifeblood from it, with this crookedness, will not triumph.
No way.
We are sovereign and we are free.
So, Gemma.
Well done,
Justice will always prevail. Justice will always win.
As I explained to you earlier, when Dennis O'Brien told me that through his minions, that after 20 years service, I had a choice. Stop saying the Gardaí are corrupt and stop investigating Garda corruption, or your job is gone. And I said, after a multi-award winning career, impeccable, management giving me bonuses every time I won an award for them, management texting me after prime time, did a special on my investigative work on Father Niall Malloy and getting that case reopened, and Gavin O'Reilly, Tony O'Reilly's son, texting and giving me a bonus. The CEO, every manager in INM telling me that I was a credit to the company.
And so you are.
And Dennis O'Brien, when he took over, came in and said she has to go. And at the time, for me, that was a devastating moment because I had sacrificed so much for my career as a journalist for that company. But somebody said to me, that is a badge of honour, Gemma.
Yes, Gemma!
That is a badge of honour.
Yes, Gemma!
To be unlawfully dismissed by Hillary Clinton's biggest Irish donor.
Exactly.
And at the time, you know, it was a source of embarrassment. And, you know, the people that we know in this country that are so sneering and care about what people think, you know, would have looked down on me. Oh, she's been fired. But I took 3 legal actions and I won every one of them at a time when we had courts that were not rotten to the core, like this one in here. So today I say, a conviction from a kangaroo court like that is a badge of honour. And as I will repeat the words of Edward Snowden, who said, when you are made a criminal for exposing the crimes of the state, you know that you are being run by criminals. Let me tell you, in that court today, I did not get one opportunity to open my mouth.
What?
At one stage, I think it was when Kicker Waldron was telling his lies Lies after lies after lies, and they all know it. They all know it. But when he was giving his lies, I sighed. I sighed. A human reaction when you're sitting in a courtroom. The judge roared down at me, "Stop sighing."
Oh, God.
Stop the sign.
Stop the sighing. John is going to write a book now called Stop the Sighing. To hear a member of An Garda Síochána, I mean, I wish you were in there. And the reason they didn't have you in there is because they knew that the Gardaí were going to be just telling such outrageous lies about me, a reputable journalist with an impeccable pedigree. That's just it. All I've done is serve my country, which is my duty as a journalist. That's all I've done. And now they want to criminalise me. But as I say, that conviction is now quashed. And I will take this to the highest court in Europe. We will be going to Europe. Because first of all, the three convictions are: one, failure to give name and address. Okay. He knew exactly who I was. And there were many other people there that day, and I'm so glad that they weren't put through what I've been put through in the last year. But I did give my name and address on the bridge, as Kicker Waldron knows, because he was pulling back my chronically frozen shoulder, and I had no choice but to give it. At that point, I should have been released immediately from his unlawful arrest, which is what it was. You know, most of you, because you're educated in the law, that you have got to be cautioned. You have got to be cautioned in advance of an arrest. You have to be told, and every one of them knows it, that if there is any risk that you might be arrested for not actually breaking the law or breaking it, they have to say to you, failure to adhere to my warning could result in your arrest. Okay? That never happened. That never happened.
Yeah.
And I left day and there today, when I have devoted 3 decades to saving the Irish people, trying to, from water fluoridation, the subject that I won National Campaigning Journalist of the Year for. I have to say this now because no one else is going to speak for me. You stood here today, but you may not know these things. My first award, National Campaigning Journalist of the Year, to try and remove the toxic neurotoxin chemical that is in our water and is keeping the Irish people submissive.
Yeah. Correct.
I won that award. And who was Minister for Health at the time?
Micheál
Martin. Back in, I think it was 2000.
What a surprise.
I then went into the Department of Health, and he and I sat down together. And I said to him, please, this is hurting the Irish people. This is not naturally occurring fluoride. It is a neurotoxin. It comes from industrial waste. Look at these vans that carry it around the country. They need so much protection. If you see the vans carrying the fluoride that goes into your water supply and into your body every time you turn off your tap. And this country is the only country in Europe that mandatorily fluoridates the water. And it is the reason the Irish are kept down.
Yeah, that's the
I
reason.
have devoted my career to protecting children who have been sexually abused. And only a few months ago, a monster who was protected by An Garda Síochána for decades, and some of his victims are here today. And God help them, because they will never get over what happened to them in Terenure College. As a result, that man today is now languishing in a prison cell, or so we are told.
Well done, Gemma.
They today criminalise me for serving the state and for calling out Garda corruption. That is what I have done. That is my crime. My words on that bridge will never be taken back, because we as a people have free speech. It is free speech won by our ancestors who died for our freedom. That is why we have free speech, because people gave their lives. They gave their lives so that we could be free. Okay? Just let me speak, sorry. I can't concentrate. So, I have, as a journalist, total freedom of expression. Because this judge is fully unaware of the fact that journalists under European law have special rights. And when they are targeted by police, as I have been for a decade or more, the state can be found guilty if it is a journalist who is being targeted. We have rights over and above the average citizen, because targeting a journalist is attacking democracy. A threat on journalism is a threat against the freedom of the people. Because if we do not hold the state to account, who will? Who? Hopefully the people will, when they come out of their slumber. And you have today, because that judge knows that you all came here to stand up against an outrageous crime. And where are the fake news now? Gone. Because they cannot bear to hear my words. They cannot bear to let the Irish people know, or are still stupid enough to watch them, that this is what Gemma said when she came out of court. That won't be recorded, because you are living in a full-blown dictatorship. So, the day that they criminalise an investigative journalist, you know that democracy is over. If there was any single possibility that these courts still function correctly or with the best interests of the Constitution or natural justice at heart, today is the day that we know that they don't. They don't. It's over. It's finished. And I have been fully vindicated when John and I say the judiciary corrupt, the Gardaí corrupt, the government rotten, HSE corrupt, and every single institution of the state. But this today, David Kennedy judge, Garda kicker Joseph Waldron, Sergeant, Garda Breen and Garda Sullivan. Remember those names. Those names are cemented now in history for what they have done to me today. But I know what my place in history will be. I know that. And I hope to the Lord above that the Irish people get off their knees and put a stop to this now. I really, really do. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. So the refusal to give name and address, which I did. The second was Resistance. Okay, now one of the Gardaí said I did not resist arrest. The resistance consisted of me putting my arm on a step rail heading down onto, as I said to you earlier. Now, that was there because I automatically just went to do this, to hold, anyone would do it, to hold when you're going down some deep, steep steps. That's what I did. And they used that as grounds for arresting me because of a natural instinct to put my arm out and protect myself from falling down about 30, 40 very steep steps with a dual carriageway beneath. They found me guilty of those three. That judge did. No jury or anything like that, obviously, because these courts appear to be run by the people behind us here, and not justice. But at the very end, then Garda Waldron was wondering about the banners. Touch me. And the judge asked me, was I willing never to hang a banner on a bridge again? Can you believe it? I'm asking you all to get your banners and hang them on bridges. It is not an offence, and it never was. And I don't know how all these banners on bridges are allowed, but as long as it mentions nothing about vaccines, it's fine. It's fine. So, a terrible day for Judge David Kennedy, a terrible day for Bray Gardaí, and a victory for all of us who say the state is corrupt. Don't worry, John and I are stronger than ever. We'll be in the Supreme Court tomorrow with our appeal against the Court of Appeal. We have to lodge papers in relation to the unconstitutional lockdown, which they will be trying again. And as I say, I am never going to stop saying that the guards are corrupt to the core, that they protect paedophiles, that they protect child killers, such as the man responsible, Fianna Fáil member, for the death of our longest and youngest missing person, Mary Boyle, 6 years old, today protected by every single one of them. So their day of reckoning is coming. Shame on every single one of them. We are the 99%. We are, and let me tell you one funny story before I let you all go, because you must be frozen. Some friends of mine in the UK who are doing phenomenal work trying to protect the rights of the British people hired a recording studio this week to record their musicians. We are the 99%. You all know it, right? Yes. What happened? So they're recording, they're singing the brilliant song, and the manager of the studio comes in and he says, I don't like the lyrics to that song. And what does he do? Kick them out. This is what it has come to in the free world. This is what it has come to. We honestly, it would make Stalin blush. It would make Stalin blush. But we are a people